Hello and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto. And before we get started, just trigger warning. I'm dealing with a true crime event, and the subject matter will be of a mature nature. And then a disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. These are my own opinions. All right, let's get into it. So today's I'm doing a profile by numbers on Jeffery Epstein. Of course, the name's been in the media quite a bit recently and for quite a while, the past 2 years. We all know the case. I'm not necessarily going to go into the case. What sparked my interest during the week with all these drops of emails and documents, in most cases, I would say obvious he was murdered in jail, right? That was the big question. Did he hang himself or was he murdered? And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I would say it was obvious. So anyway, I never really did the case when the story broke, and I thought, let's do the case now with all the drop of documents. So we go to this main slide here, and I was right. And I think a lot of us were right. Definitely murder on the scene here. So if you see the 10th of August, we have that 18-9, and that is murder. There we go on the far right-hand side, 333 in a row. That is all about control. All about control. Now, in this case, we got the 1, 2, so the 12 gives us the 3, and we have the outcome 12, 3, so we have a double 12, 3 on here. So what has been said? Mr. Epstein, in fact, I shouldn't even call him Mr. Epstein, filthy rag. That is why you will not see any pictures of him in the show itself. Of course, I put a small picture on the thumbnail, unfortunately. But I didn't want one of those overbearing close-up shots of him. Anyway, I thought fitting, let's put the prison cell in place here. Anyway, he just gives me the chills when I see that guy. It just gives me the creeps. But, looking at this, there's two things happening here. One, yes, definitely murdered. And definitely murdered without a doubt. But what's interesting here is there's numbers that ping directly on the CIA. Now, the CIA was born in September the 18th, 1947. And if you look at the breakdown there, we get the 9 plus the 18, 9 plus the 21, 3. Now, you will know with a lot of crime situations, you are always going to see that 21, 3. And in previous episodes, I haven't fully explained the 21, 3. So the 21, 3 is almost like kidnapping capture, but it's with clandestine means. It's done criminally. So let's just say, what would be the legal way? So legal way in legal terms would say an arrest, right? It's legal. Let's say in most cases the arrests are legal, and it would be indicated by the number 7. Okay. So when you got the 21-3, and we saw that in the Kubica case, we saw it on a recent episode that I did as well. The 21-3 is nasty, huh? It's very, very nasty. Very, very nasty. Now, in the CIA breakdown, you've got the 18-9, which pings on the day, the 10th of August. We've got the 333 stack, which is there reflected on the day of the murder. Identical, right? Except for the 21-3 at the top, and obviously the top there is the 12-3. But we are pinging here, and then the confirmation for me, okay, because obviously that crime would have happened between midnight. And, when I was putting out these numbers, I had the impression that they would have been, I have a funny suspicion that they would have already been on the scene, whoever the hitmen were, from 6 p.m., I would say on the scene between 6 p.m. and midnight. I would say the guys were already on the scene. So by the time we get to midnight, we are in play, right? So now what confirms it for me is the following day. We've got that 1910 one. We've got a murder situation happening by an organization, 10. And we got the 10 on the previous day. It's an organization. So although it's directly pinging on the CIA, there are other people involved here as well. Okay? With the outcome 13-4, murder, death, and the 11 on the day is a law had been broken. Lawmakers or law providers, whatever you want to call them, law people, themselves broke the law. 4, controlling issues. So if you see there the block with the Agency 1 CIA, the stack there of the 3s and the 12-3, people and information over controller. This is an organization, and I know it's kind of sounding obvious, but there's the numbers. People and information over controller. The stack of 3s, the 9s, and the 18-9. Information and knowledge. Then the most damning, in my opinion, business of murder by clandestine means. The 9s, 18-9, 21-3, 27-9, 12-3, 3-3s. Now, if you ever brought someone to me, like let's say if we ever had to look at someone's numerology or date of birth for a job application, okay, and you give me those numbers, all of those numbers in one go, I would end the meeting right there. All right. Yeah, so kind of stating the obvious, definitely a hit. More than one organization involved. And in fact, I think the other organization involved is not necessarily an organization, but I believe some people as well. With the 1 and the 11. There's people also in control of this situation here as well. Horrible, horrible scene. But of course, the pig that Epstein was. All right, thank you very much for watching. Please hit the subscribe button if you have not. And please keep your eye out on notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay alert.